Hello dear viewers, today we got two youngsters. They study science in class 9. One Sadman studies at Cambrian College. The other one, what's your school's name?
To government high school.
Okay, so he studies in a private school, I study in a government school. Okay, both of you study 9 and in science group. Okay, you just promoted into. So can you little practice with your speaking? Later you can also practice your writing. But in the beginning you can practice speaking. So Sadman, as you have seen it before, he is little bit new, you are little bit old. So you can also help him. So you read and discuss together. So can you read first, Sadman?
My friend's name is Shampa.
Okay, so you can ask him. What's your friend's name?
What's your friend's name?
My friend's name is Nahid.
Okay, and you tell your name now.
My name is Sadman. And what's your name?
And my name is Sadit.
Okay, so next sentence go to.
She is a student of class 9. What
He
class
is
does your
also-
friend read in?
He is also a student of class 9.
I read in class 9. Which class do you read?
I read in same class.
She studies in science. I also studies in science. What
He
about
also
you?
studies. He also studies in science as like me.
The name of her school is Busundara School, and my school's name is Cambridge
Fine,
College.
no problem.
What is your school name?
My school name is.
So my
Mohammed
school's name,
So my school's name is Mohammed Government High School.
the name of my school is, or my school's name is. Okay, carry on, Sadman.
She doesn't like her school at all. Do you like your school?
Yes, I like my school.
What about you? Do you like your school?
Yes, I also like my school very much. But she must go to school regularly. Do you go to your school
Yes,
regularly?
I also go to school.
I also go to school regularly. Her mother forces her to attend classes there. Does your mother forces you to attend classes there?
No, I go freely.
So does your mother force you to go? Somebody forces, right? So does your mother force you to go to school? Okay, carry on.
Her father relaxes at time. What do your father do at?
Does your father also relax?
Yes.
The classes are boring. What about your classes?
Also same.
But my classes are very much interesting. My friends are nice. Do you have your friends?
Yes. They are also nice.
Still she likes to stay at home. Do you like to stay at your home?
Not much.
Me also. She watches television. Do you watch television?
Sometimes.
I also watch television. Nowadays she uses YouTube. Do you use YouTube?
Not very often.
I use YouTube very much.
Okay, so little bit you have done. Now you are free. You go more questions. He will answer more. He will also ask you more. So it's not just the sheet now. As you have practiced how to read this sheet and learn English, now you are free. So when he says he likes his schools, you can ask why. What are the good things? Do you enjoy? Why? Maybe opposite. Right, so you are free. Just have conversation with the help of this sheet, but you are free. You are free. Okay, carry on. More questions, more answer, more practice. Okay, all right.
She likes children movies very much. Do you like children movies?
Yes, I like also.
Why do you like children movies?
They are very interesting.
So,
What else?
Tell me some of the names that you have found very interesting.
Tell me some of the movies name that you found interesting.
That's Baby's Day Out, Home Alone. It's
What makes you very interesting when you watch these movies?
their contents more.
So funny or more entertaining?
Yeah,
It's
more
adventurous or it's social?
because they are adventurous and entertaining.
And do you like detective stories? Sherlock Holmes, have you heard of Sherlock Holmes? So have you gone through any book? Sherlock Holmes, the Hound of Baskervilles. There are so many stories you haven't. So I'll tell your father to buy some books written by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle is the writer, but the name of the series is Sherlock Holmes. Actually, the writer is Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but he represents as Sherlock Holmes. Okay. More questions, more answers.
Our
More-
English is not so good. What about you?
I'm also weak in English.
So
What-
how can you improve your
How can
English
you
then?
improve your English?
I can improve in English by watching funny English programs and learning more grammars.
So what about subtitles?
What about subtitles?
Do you follow it?
Do you follow it when you watch videos or movies?
Not very often.
Not much. So you need a video with subtitles so that you can read at the same time. It will help improve your reading, it can help improve your spelling, and it helps you with listening skill, pronunciation, and the same thing will happen when you speak English. It can help you speak better English. Okay, carry on.
Her father tells her stories. Does your father tell you
My father
stories?
also tells me stories.
So, does your father tell stories? Because does is used there, so tell. Does your father also tell you stories? Okay.
Which
Does-
stories does
Does
your
your
father
father
tell?
also tell you stories?
Yes. But nowadays he doesn't tell me stories.
Okay, so dear viewers, I gave this book to Sadman. This is Huckleberry Finn, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. This is the series, Great Stories in Easy English. So this has been written is printed by S. Chandan Company Limited, and this is the abridged and simplified version written by A.C. Passes. So the writer is A.C. Passes, and he has abridged. Abridged means shortened the book. The book was much bigger, so this story has been shortened into a small one like this. Suppose it's a big, huge book. It has been made very, very short, and at the same time it has been simplified. Simplified means the language was much difficult, but now the language has been used in a very easy way. So, if this book is not only a short version of the original book, but also it is in very easy English. Vocabulary are not that difficult, everything is fine. So the story is enjoyable. Then this is adventurous, the adventures of Huckleberry Finn. And I know, Sadman, there's another story, the adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Tom Sawyer,
Right?
yes.
Okay. So this series, viewers, Get Stories in Easy English. This is the name of the series. And there may be different names like the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, the Adventures of Tom Sawyer, Emma, Jane Austen's Emma, Wuthering Heights. There are so many other stories. These are in short form, short version, and in very easy English. So he already finished this book. Today I'll give this book so that you can practice at home. So these stories may be the best, right? At the same time you can watch different videos. All the time you can't watch videos. All the time you cannot read books. So it's a combination of reading, watching, speaking, and writing. Right? Okay. All right. So as he's gone through this book, do you want to ask something? What he learns from this book? What is the basic idea in this story? Maybe the summary of this story. So ask him.
What's the summary of this story?
The Huckleberry Finn is an adventurous man. He travels.
So he is an adventurous man or boy or a girl, whatever, adventurous. Okay.
He travels many places and learn many things. In the new places, he introduced many new persons.
So Sadman's English is very good, but one thing is very important. You cannot correct it right now, but in course of time try to do it. You have a basic problem with third person singular number. He does it, but I do it. You do it. We do it. Right? So he reads, but I read. You read. That's a little problem with Sadman, right? So this story tells, discusses, talks about like that. Yes, yes, Sadman, more.
And he learns many things from the person that he introduced, and also that he
So just funny things out of this story you can tell. Don't go in difficult areas of this book. Funny story. So something happened. Any sample, any example do you have that Hakal Berifin went somewhere, something happened terrible. He was afraid. Some fighting began. Something like that. Interesting things. Can you say about this book?
actually I read this book tomorrow, but I forgot it.
Okay, you've forgotten much. All right. So, any story has he read? Can you ask him any
Can I
story?
say?
Yes, I have read lots of stories.
Okay. So, any story that you find very interesting,
Any
can you
story
tell
Can
it?
you find it interesting? Can you tell
All
me?
the stories were very fine.
So, any name do you remember right now? Not much. Okay. Don't worry. So, sometimes you read a book and make a little summary. You practice speaking a summary, then you can tell your friend, hey friend, I've read this book, you're so enjoyable. And your friend may ask for the summary, and then you can tell that this is this, and this. So that you too can practice speaking English, and it's also a better friendship, right? We have to talk to your friends, give him pleasure, right? A lot of things. Okay. Okay, so don't talk about this story. Okay, all right. Okay, carry on. So have you gone through Cinderella? Do you know this story, Cinderella? No?
I've heard
You
it
don't-
very,
don't. You don't remember? So Sadman, don't you have one story that's so enjoyable to you? You read it number of times and you know it very well. Alice in Wonderland, no? You haven't?
I read the Baby's Day Out.
Okay, so did you watch Baby's Day Out? You didn't watch it? Okay, next you will watch it. And any other name of this story?
Watched a little bit of
Home
Home Alone.
Alone. So have you watched this Home Alone? So there are a number of series, Home Alone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So you have watched all?
No, I watched only Home Alone 2 from the last part.
Oh my goodness, Home Alone 1 is the best. What do you think? You don't remember. But what I found is that Home Alone 1 is much more fantastic than Home Alone 2. And what about Baby's Day Out? Did you watch it? No. And any other name there?
Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Wonderland. Didn't you read it? No. Okay. So there are some other stories like The Secret Garden. Have you read? No. But there are other stories, interesting stories. Beauty and the Beast.
Yes, I am.
You have. So have you read this book, Beauty and the Beast? So do you remember it very well?
Yes, it is a magical story.
Okay. So can you tell your friend?
There is a princess, and the prince is an animal, but at the end, the prince turned into a human from the element by a magic.
Okay. So some witch turned the prince into a beast, a giant beast.
Yes.
And there was a condition: if he can manage a beautiful girl to marry him, then he will be turned into a prince once again.
Yes.
So in this story, the beast turned into a prince at the end of the story, because he convinced Beauty. Yeah, he convinced Beauty to marry him. When she agreed that she would like to marry him, when he proposed, she did not accept it because he was a beast. She cannot. The beast says, "Hey Beauty, do you like me?" She says, "Yes, I do like you. You're a very kind beast. Do you love me?" "Yes, I do love you. I love you very much. Will you marry me?" "Oh no, beast, I can't marry a beast. I can do whatever you want, but I can't marry you." Right? So anything like that, do you remember? The man stole. What did he steal? The man, Beauty's father, what did he steal? Do you remember? You did not remember. Okay, white roses. When father was trying to manage another business, he asked for what he could bring for the daughters. There were three daughters. Beauty was the youngest, and she had two elder sisters. First sister asked for, oh father, bring me diamonds for me. And the second daughter echoed the first daughter, pearls for me. And the third daughter, Beauty, she's so kind, so considerate. She says, oh father, please bring me white roses for me. So when the beast saw the garden of white roses, he plucked some, and the giant, roaring with roaring sound, the beast said, hey, what did you do? You ungrateful, you stole my roses. Whose bed did you sleep in? Whose food did you have? And you are so ungrateful, you stole my roses. You must die. And the man was shivering with fear. In winter season, you shiver with cold. But when you are afraid, you shiver with fear. So the father was shivering with fear. Oh, little Beauty, Beauty. And at one point, the beast asked, why did you steal my roses? And he said, oh, my little Beauty wanted me to bring white roses. Okay, I can save you. I can save you with one condition. Go home. When you reach home, the first thing that you meet must bring it to me for 2 months. So the father was very happy. It's nothing. I may see a dog. If I see a dog, I'll bring it. No problem. If I see a goat, it's not impossible. I can bring it. If I meet a cow, it's possible. But when he was returning home in the middle, what happened? No, what did he think? When he was going back to his house, he remembered that don't you remember? He remembered that, what did he remember? Oh, Beauty is always kind. Beauty is always very nice to the father. So, every time I get back home, I see Beauty is running to greet me. So this time I am going to meet Beauty. If I meet Beauty, I have to bring Beauty to the beast and keep her for 2 months. So he was he had his head low. He was returning by horseback. So he was afraid that he would see the Beauty. So what happened? When he was in the middle, he was afraid and he went towards the house. And what happened? When he was very close to the house, he saw a girl standing at the gate. And he understood nobody but Beauty must be. And he dared not to look up. And Beauty ran to her father. Hey father, what's wrong with you? Why don't you look at me? What's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. The father said, oh Beauty, something terrible has happened. This has happened. And Beauty says, once a promise is made, you must keep it, as you have promised to the beast. Whoever you meet first must bring it to the beast and keep it for 2 months. So as you have promised, you must keep it. So you take me to the beast. And what happened next? Do you remember?
His father take her to the beast.
So he took Beauty to the beast, and beast was happy. There was a little mysterious laughter, a smile in his face. And then you don't remember much. Okay, so you watch cricket matches a lot, right? No, not much. So I want to find out something very common between you so that you can carry on speaking better. You watch cricket matches.
Yes.
And what kind of programs do you watch? Dramas?
No, I watch cricket match, not very much as past.
Okay, alright. So you don't watch it so frequently. When there are important matches going on, then you watch it, right? Okay. So what else do? You play carom, any game that you play most?
I play cricket, not
Okay, so why don't you ask him questions on matches, football, cricket, table tennis, badminton, so many things, and you two know how to ride bikes. You ride bicycles?
Yes.
So does he have a bicycle? He has. He goes to school riding his bicycle. So does he go to school riding his bicycle?
How do you go to school? Do you go to school riding bicycle?
No, I go to school by walking.
So you can say I walk to school.
I go to school.
You can also say I go to school on foot, but it's not so standard. You can say I go to school walking. I go to school walking. On foot is right, but it's not that standard. I walk to school, right? But your father sometimes visits your school.
Yes.
When he sometimes visits, he will say I am going to this school. When you are always regular, then to school. When you are not regular, then to this school, right? But your mother works at the same school, right? So you yourself go there. Do you go with your friend? You alone go?
I go
Alone. So how long does it take to go by your bicycle?
15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, that's more than 1 kilometer away?
Yes.
Okay. So is the traffic very heavy?
No,
In the morning, not heavy. When you return home, is it little bit thicker? Okay, it's little bit thick. Okay, all right. So you carry on talking. Don't stop. The video is rolling. You understand rolling? So camera is on. It means camera is rolling. When you have the shooting, they say 1, 2, 3, ready. Okay, right. This, and when the director wants it go and on, then he says, oh, camera is rolling, keep it rolling. So the camera is rolling, so you carry on. Okay, your own way, carry on. I'll say it later.
Cricket or football. Which game do you like most?
I like cricket most. Which game do you like most?
I like football.
Do you remember any match?
Yes, I watch club matches and work out FIFA. Which is your favorite team in your football?
Club football or national football?
National.
This is my brother.
And in club?
This is
Okay, my club favorite team is Manchester and my national team is France.
so do you fan of Griezmann? Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player is Mbappe. But in the past, my favorite player was Lionel Messi.
Which food do you like to eat?
I like to eat fried rice
Do you like to eat ice creams?
very often because it is harmful for health and keto. Which food do you like most?
I like general foods.
Do you like fast food?
Not much. I don't eat those because they are harmful. Very
Yes.
Mm.
Do you like Coke?
I don't like Coke as much, but I like sometimes I take 7 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
When do your father go to office?
Father go to office at 8 a.m. to the morning and returns home at 9 p.m. to night.